You are listening to the Smuggler's Galaxy podcast, my favorite podcast to listen to on long flights across the galaxy.
Is your last name Skywalker by any chance?
No, why?
Because you look good. On with the show.
On with the show.
This is the way.
We're wanted men.
I have spoken.
Welcome to episode 115 of the Smuggler's Galaxy podcast, your favorite Star Wars podcast. I'm Glenn. With me, as always, is Jason.
Hello.
Recording
there.
on Monday. Hey, Jason. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Christmas is
Yeah.
set up at the house.
Already? It's not even Thanksgiving.
I know. Well, it's all systems go. We have this winter social in 3 weeks, so I gotta start checking things off my list, and I don't want to be like racing between Thanksgiving and the following weekend, which is the winter social, trying to set up Christmas and clean and this and that.
Dude, it is sneaking up because this weekend at the meetup, Tony was like, who's going to the toy show next weekend? And I was like, what toy show next weekend? And it's retro. I'm like, crap. So that means Thanksgiving's in 2 weeks. And then, then we have then we're at the winter social, and then it's going to be Christmas. It's going to be a crazy, crazy time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just gonna be a onslaught of things happening all at once.
Right. So, yeah. We got our Life Day card today.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, the secret's out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's
It
fine.
don't matter.
By the time this
When is
drops,
it?
I mean, yeah, the Georgia Alliance of Star Wars Collectors sent Life Day cards out, which is kind of a parody, but at the same time, it's like a heartwarming, have a great season kind of thing. And we're just using Star Wars because there's no denomination. It's fun. It's Star Wars.
Right. Well, my wife already posted hers.
Yeah.
So it's secret's out.
Secret's out now.
I didn't know it was supposed to be secret.
It's not a secret. It's just
Sorry.
going to be a surprise. Because we didn't announce this. It was just, but I knew at some point someone was going to post something and it was just going to go. No one's in trouble.
Well, you did. Right. Well, you did post a thing in the club saying, "Hey, we need addresses because
Yes.
we're going to send out cards."
Yes. I said holiday cards. I didn't say what holiday.
Oh.
Life Day.
And then she was like, "Did Jason paint this?" I'm like, "Yep." So I'm sure there'll be another piece of your art sitting in my. Well, you said you were going to auction, or you? Oh shit! I'm giving away too much.
All right. Well, on Thursday, if you're listening to this on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, we are going to be posting the original art on our club page for to raise funds for CHOA, the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, which is the Georgia Alliance's fundraising. What do you call it?
That's our charity. That's
charity
the
of
charity.
choice.
Charity of choice. There you
Mhm.
go.
Yeah, I wasn't anticipating talking about this, so my brain's catching up.
Sorry, Jason.
No, it's good.
So I was just making a statement how whenever we auction crap off, my wife like goes crazy over it. So we'll see.
So it's
She did.
it's like a 12 by no. It's not 8, it's bigger than 8 by 10. Maybe it's like 12 by 14 or something like that. Painting of Chewbacca in his red robes. I actually have whoever wins if you want this. I have a sketch because I had a sketch that I made, like the audience can't see this, but I made like a bunch of different I was at a hotel in Jacksonville and I made a bunch of orientations, like how big should Chewie's head be, and should it be more cartoony, and should it be this, and I got it down to 2. Like even one was pretty much inspired by Charlie Brown. Even like the positioning of the body is kind of sideways and his smile is huge. It was like, I thought, what would happen if you mashed up Chewbacca and Charlie Brown's Christmas Story?
Yes.
I kind of went the more Funko proportion route.
Oh, it looks great.
So yeah, it's gonna go. We're gonna auction that off, and friends of Georgia Alliance will be getting that. And then on Thursday, if you're a member of the Georgia Alliance and you'd want a card, no obligation. We have about 40 left. Just post that you sent me a private message, and I'll get your address. And once they're gone, they're gone.
Right.
But it's just just gonna make you happy for a few minutes.
Right. Just a few minutes. Or every time you look at it, either
Yeah,
way.
you never know.
Oh. Did you get anything fun for your birthday?
Oh, for my birthday, which was a couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
It's been a couple of weeks because we recorded like early last time.
Been a week and
Now
a
we're
half since we
recording late.
last recorded. Yeah. There were mugs when Disney acquired Lucasfilm. There was mugs that came into the Disney parks, which was like a mashup of poster rides. The rides, they have like posters as you enter the Magic Kingdom park underneath the railway that shows, Pirates of the Caribbean and Tomorrowland and Haunted Mansion, and they're classic. Like if you love Disney, you probably know what I'm talking about.
Right.
And when they first acquired Lucasfilm, they created poster mashups. So I had the Haunted Mansion one with the Haunted Mansion in the background, but it's actually the trees of Endor and the three ghosts instead of the hitchhiking ghosts. It's Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Yoda.
That's awesome.
And then there's the International Speedway, but instead of like cars coming down, it's land speeders.
Mm-hmm.
There's two other ones. So every time I went to Disney, I'd pick one up, and they had tons of these. So I always thought I'd be able to find it at some point. But when we went, they were no longer available, and there's two cups that I needed. So I got those two cups, and one of them is in Fantasyland and Disneyland, you can kind of go in the whale from Pinocchio, but instead of the whale, it's the falcon flying out of the worm in Empire Strikes Back. And then the last one, the last one, I had trouble trying to figure out what it was, but it's the Jungle Cruise. And in the poster, there's this giant elephant that takes up most of the composition. And in the lower corner is one of the Jungle Boat cruises.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an AT-AT or an AT-AT or Imperial Walker, whatever you want to call it, which takes up most of the frame. And then it's a snow speeder where the boat is. So I got those. Those were great. I got pass to go to a massage. I've never had a massage before.
Oh, dude, they're addicting.
Well, I was supposed to have one a couple months ago, but then I had to go to my mom's house because she had somebody coming over to install carpet, and I had to babysit, so I had to cancel my free massage. So the kids got me a massage.
You get a remake of it.
Yeah. I got a Shore Trooper coming in the mail, the Target one.
Nice.
The Andor one. And then the last thing I got were wine glasses. But they have like a funky design of R2, a Stormtrooper, Darth Vader, and Boba Fett. And I'm supposed to use that for whiskey, I guess. But yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah.
How about you?
I just got cash.
I got some cash too. Cash.
Yeah. My you get your grandma, you get that $25 check every year from your grandma.
I didn't. My grandma doesn't care about me anymore. I got a card.
And then I got a card, and well, and then my stepmom and her mom gave me some cash. So, and my grandma. And we just had a fun weekend last weekend because we went over to hang out at your house on Friday. Well, this is 2 weekends ago. Jesus.
That's 2 weeks, yeah.
Wow. So anyway, Friday night we hung out at your house, and then Saturday we ended up going. Hold on. Saturday we just kind of, I don't know, we still worked on the house a little bit or hung out, and then we were going to dinner with my stepmom. So we were like, let's go. Like, we're looking for furniture for the house. So we looked at some pieces of furniture, and then we went. This is how exciting my Saturday was. So then we ended up going. My wife had glasses, so she had to go get the glasses, and then I needed glasses, and I ended up. They had a free spot while we were there. So as my wife's waiting for me to get my eyes checked, one of her friends posted on Facebook for Circus Soleil tickets. They had Circus Soleil free, like extra tickets. So we ended up going to dinner with my stepmom, and then went to Circus Soleil Saturday night.
Cirque du Soleil.
Circus Soleil, whatever, or Circus du Soleil, or
if
whatever.
I'm getting called out on DeJarin.
Yes. So whatever that circus is without animals in it that makes it snooty, but it's still a freaking circus.
Yeah.
Because, so anyway, we went to that, and there's my son. This is okay. So I'm getting off topic here, but my son used to be really into yo-yos, and when he found his yo-yos, his fiance was like, panty dropping moment, because he started doing yo-yos. Well, there was a yo-yo guy doing the circuits, and my wife's like, panty dropping. So it was just weird to see a yo-yo guy there.
Oh
But,
my.
Oh my. And then Sunday we ended up had lunch at IKEA. That's kind of fun on your birthday. But then there was like a Day of the Dead thing at Oakland Cemetery, that big cemetery downtown, which just for us it was just too many people, and it was hot, and I got bored. But anyway, then we went to this bar that had a like a punk rock flea market thing, and the flea market sucked, and we ended up sitting at the bar for 4 hours. And then going to dinner with the in-laws.
Nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, we were getting ready to leave, and we tabbed out, and Mandy looks at her clock and goes, we got another hour, more beer. So that was my birthday weekend. It was pretty exciting. And then, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It was we had more fun than presents,
Yeah.
but we had our meetup this weekend. That was fun.
We did. And I picked up a couple things from that.
Yeah. I did. What did you pick up, man? What'd you bye?
I
She's
picked
going,
up
okay.
Britton had a he had a box of vintage collection stuff, but some of the older stuff from 2010 to 2012. And he had a Wicket from the original run, but it was the Revenge of the Jedi version. They made 2 different versions of that guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked it up in my database. I had the Return of the Jedi one, so I picked that up. And then he had the Hanan trench coat with the Revenge of the Jedi on it. And I have the Return of the Jedi version. So I picked that one up. So now I have those 2 variants. And I have the proof card to that Hanan trench coat. I picked it up at Celebration, so it's kind of cool to have that. And then in the auction, I picked up Nolan Cheel for $10. I have to do some experimenting with him, because there is a Cantina guy with he looks like he's wearing Jedi robes, but he's a Bith, which is what those guys are. And so I'm going to try to pop the head off of an Obi-Wan and the hands and put on this and see what happens.
Very cool.
I hope it works.
Yeah, you hope it works?
I hope it works. I don't have to hot glue things.
Cool. I'm trying to remember what all we picked up. My wife goes crazy at those things, but we got like a mug set. I'm like, I don't need mugs, but these are cool because they stacked and they had like the Mandalorian on them.
Yeah, it's like 4 cups. And when you stack them together, they build like the Mandalorian. So the bottom cup is his feet. The middle cup is like his knees into his waist. And then the cup above that's his stomach. And the cup above that is his head. So.
Right. And I didn't realize how small they were until I went to wash them. And they're like cappuccino size cups.
Yeah, they're like teacups.
Yeah.
Pinkies
So
out.
they'll end up. Yeah, exactly. And then I don't know, she picked up a bootleg yak face, and then my grandson was with us, and he had his tonsils out, and my wife told him, like, you see anything you want, let me know. And they did it's like the Disney, they had a Chewbacca and a Mandalorian that were electronic, and he's like tapping her because he's not talking because his throat hurts. And
Poor guy.
I'm just like, so he ended up getting those too. And,
yeah.
like I said, my wife, she ended up spending like $35, which is a lot of money at one of those auctions.
Yeah.
Getting a lot of stuff. But it's really weird because you'll get like one item that just goes crazy. And then you get sometimes where people are just like, yeah, it's $5 for a $50. It's not 50, but $20 item or something.
Yeah. I wonder if you need to start it off at $1 instead of $5. And then that way you're going to, because people are bidding against each other, it's going to get back to $5.
Maybe I do.
Maybe like the big ones, like the Nolan Cheel, the Tenet 4 vintage collection playset. Those could go for like $5-10 to start, but like when you've got the smaller things, just start it off at $1. Right.
But then we had that one guy who had the Sabak cards. He paid $1 for them, and I'm like, that was like a $10.
Yeah, steal.
That was a nice set, but he ended up. I didn't have any change. So it was like, here's $5, just keep it.
Cool.
So
yeah, $5 for the club.
Anyway, yeah. And what else did I pick up? I picked up shoot. So I was talking about I was going to buy this figure stands from Ian.
Mm-hmm.
He posted on Facebook that they looked like he was doing it. I don't know if it was necessarily a sale or whatever, but they were a good price. So I picked them up and I ordered them on Friday, or I ordered them on Saturday, had them Monday. So I got to give Ian props for really super fast shipping.
Is
Had 'em
that
like 2 days?
I'm friends with him. Do I need to be friends with his company? Maybe I'm not following his company because I don't see that.
It was just on I don't know if he posted it on his personal page or on another page that I follow, or maybe it's because every time somebody's asking for stands, I tag him and stuff. So he's on top of, I have a lot of interactions with him, even though we're not really interacting with them on Facebook.
Yeah, I don't see.
I'm one of the million, not million, one of his minions that are like, anytime somebody needs something, I'm like tagging him in it.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it was, because I'm looking at his profile now, and this is turning out to be an ad for him, which is fine. Good
Which is
quality.
fine. Yeah, I will pimp him all forever, because he's good quality. He's a good dude, and he stands behind his stuff. If there's ever a problem, he'll make it right.
Yeah.
And then I picked up, but I don't know when it's going to get here because it's coming from freaking Europe. But I picked up a first shot Wampa, like Power of the Force Wampa, Power of the Force 2 Wampa.
Nice pickup.
Yeah, that's fun. So we'll
Is
see.
it Power of the Force 2 or Saga? Because it's got that ice pillar with it.
Might be Saga.
Yeah.
I can look it up, but pick that up. And then I've also got to kind of make a addendum, or what do you say when you say something wrong and then somebody makes it right? Then you got to make it right. As far as CAS goes.
Retraction?
Retraction. So our buddy Sam's messaged me after the last show when I was griping about waiting on an email from CAS. And he said, they never email you when they get your things. You have to log on to your profile or whatever on their website. And so I logged on to the profile and there it was. So if you're waiting on an email from CAS, log on to your profile, log on to their website on their whatever email you give them, and it'll be there. Yeah,
Nice.
it is. I just found it. First shot. Yeah, it's the Saga collection.
I also picked up the Jango Fett Slave One version, or Starship, whatever they call it, Fire Spree, whatever it is. I picked that up with the Micro Galaxy Squadron. I was trying to find something this week, so when I look at the piece, I can say that's the week that I talked to Max on the podcast.
Awesome.
So I have that. So it's like right next to where I walk out. So every day I see it and I'm like, I talked to Max that week. And I was on cloud 9, and the next day we went to Target to try to find Wave 2, and the kids were with me, and I'm walking down the aisle there, and I'm like, I talked to the guy yesterday who's in charge of this line, and the kids are just like, yeah, Dad, whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, guys, I talked to him, and whatever. They keep walking.
We don't care, Dad.
Yeah.
It's just nerd stuff.
I guess.
It's all nerd
I bet you
stuff.
if I told them I talked to Mr. Beast, they'd care. Who's that?
Somebody I liked when I did the an event page, and you changed the header on it. So I was like, I like that. That's great. You changed it and made it sound better. Great.
I only updated the image to try to differentiate from the club, the club page.
Cool.
And I copied your language up on and just pasted it into the thing.
Cross state meetup. I guess that's the best way to put it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know anymore. I had to put the thing up because people are bugging about it.
Yeah. So a bunch of us got together in August to talk about the next year of the club. And one of the things we wanted to do was for a long time, the Georgia club has just been very Atlanta centric. And we're not breaking the club up into 3 sections. We've just identified 3 sections of Georgia, and we've identified a key person in each area who can get meetups going, and so that the rest of the state's not dead. So you've got Jerry Hancock down in the South area and Tony Harmon in the middle area, and it's like, you guys just go and we're going to support you and we'll do what we can. And so we have our first central chapter. Is that what we want to call it in January?
Yeah, Central or mid. I'd have to look it up.
But I think it's like there's only a couple people so far registered to come, but I think it's going to be like the entire state's going to be meeting in Central Georgia.
Right. So it'll be fun. Are you planning on getting a hotel?
No, I'll probably just go down for the day.
Yeah, I'm kind of. It'll probably be a play it by ear, where depending on how much fun we have, if we want to drive back or not.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
only like 2.5 hours, so it's not too bad.
exactly. And I like my bed.
Yeah,
It's cheaper too.
there you
I
go.
could buy more stuff down there.
Right. So yeah, we're gonna go. We didn't. I was talking to Tony. Which
Johnson.
God, Johnson? Sorry, too many Tonys. And he said that huh?
No, go ahead. You reminded me of
Oh,
something.
Okay, cool. So he was saying where we're meeting, the buffet place is an old Golden Corral. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. We'll have tons of room. So
All you can eat.
yeah, we can eat and spread out and just be like glutton ourselves, gluttony and Star Wars. It'll be awesome.
Yeah.
So what did I make you remember?
Oh, we have some news, and so I'll get
Okay.
into it. The news, it's something in dedication to Tony Johnson.
Okay, sweet.
But what'd you think of the meetup?
I enjoyed it, man. Skippy was awesome. She has a great collection. Great little setup. I'm actually kind of a little jealous of it because it's like it's neat, and it's like tucked away. 'Cause
Yeah.
she's got a she shed and she's turned her she shed into like her collection room. And I kind of get I get jealous of people that plan their collection out better because mine was just a hodgepodge of crap. It's like I need more shelves, so you just go buy it. And I didn't really plan it out that well. It was, and people that can take and like plan a whole room out at once. I'm kind of, but she had a great little collection. Had a
Yeah.
lot of pop. Had some retro collection stuff.
Yeah. She's got a
And-
beautiful home, and there's little
Yeah.
pieces here and there of Star Wars. I think she brought a lot out. There was a bunch of Lego. She's like Lego and Funko, and she had the cantina, the Lego cantina on her kitchen table, and she had the heads, the masks, the Stormtrooper and the Darth Vader masks. She had the R2D2, like I don't know, maybe the 18-inch version. And she's got nice acrylic cases on top of them, so it's got like this very museum feel to it.
Mhm.
And then you step outside, and so that's in the living area. I did see like she's got the same Star Wars Pyrex that I had, and so there's just little things here and there. It's Star Wars salt and pepper shakers, the Stormtrooper and the Darth Vader, and then you go into the she shed, and it's just this workstation, and like you're saying, it's got Funkos on the wall and retro, and there's some Black Series there, and it's a cool space. Really dug it.
Yes.
Yeah, like you're saying, I was a little jealous. Like I want a little place like this where I can just go and write.
Yeah, we actually talked about, I told my wife, it's like, it'd be really cool to have like a he shed in the backyard and then just put all my collection out there. But then you start thinking, and it's like, you know what? I'd rather just put the money into this room and redo it.
Talking about like a he house.
Yeah, it would be. It'd have to be like this huge, tiny house where you'd have to spend, $10,000-$15,000 just on a structure. And I can probably spend 3 to 5 to redo this room and be a lot happier.
Yeah. It kind of crushed me when she's like, don't judge me. And like the size of her collection's not like ours. And it's like, that's fine. Like,
Right.
we might be too crazy. You might have the right amount of Star Wars. Like we're insane with our dedication, and you've got some balance. So maybe you've got it
Right.
all
Well,
right.
we've also been collecting for years, probably double the time she has. So
Yeah.
that's one thing that I've come across a lot. And I'm sure now that you're more active in the club, a lot of people are scared about that. And it's like, and I told her, I said, as long as you got a cool place to hang out, we don't care.
Yeah,
We want to hang out space more than we want to. I mean, we want the collection's important, but hanging out is more important.
Yeah, it's really not about the Star Wars anymore. It's about hanging out with
Even
each
though-
other.
Right. I mean, the Star Wars, it is awesome seeing collections, don't get me wrong. And you take, I think every collection you see, you take something home with it from it. You take a way they display it, you file it in the back of your head, and you're like, all right, when I do redo my room, I'm going to do it that way.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that into account. So, but yeah, she had a collection, like you were saying, there's stuff that she was able to get away with that's kind of hidden in her house.
She does really cool art with colored duct tape, and she cuts them out.
Yeah.
Some amazing pieces that she's done for the club, and I wish I had seen more of that stuff.
Yeah. Well, she was saying that sometimes that the reason she's been focusing on Legos more. I think she's able to, it's easier for her to build Legos sometimes than the duct tape stuff. So that's why we didn't see a whole lot of duct tape.
Yeah.
But she had a really cool duct tape piece on her mantle that, at least I think it might have been duct tape. I don't know. If it was duct tape, it was insane.
I have to
The
go back
detail
and
on it.
look at the
It
photo.
was the Darth Vader head on her record collection.
Remember. It was still awesome. A great time. It's great
Yeah.
to see everyone hanging with them, talking Star Wars, meeting new people. It's always fun.
Yeah. Next, this Winter Solstice should be fun. We got some new people up for that. Well, new, 3 meetups in. That's cool. I know we keep this, but I gotta. It's fun to see our wives or our wives get involved, and then like other people bringing their wives, and you've got women involved, and it's that where you can look over and the wives are women. I hate to say wives because Susan is not she's a single lady, but you have that group of ladies that are coming into the club and are meeting because of the club, and they're becoming friends.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool. And I was talking to Mandy about that on the ride or whatever, we were riding around Sunday, and it's like, we may not spend a lot of time with each other while we're at the meetup, but you got to ride to and from the meetup. You'll see each other, you can talk and still spend time together and she gets to be involved without being up my butt or being, she can have friends to hang out with at these things. So I really enjoy seeing that.
There's a couple times where I saw the shoe slowly coming into the mouth, and you're like, oh no, and then the foot would come back into the mouth. Like you're walking a fine line. You're trying not to get the foot stuck in your mouth, but then you'd walk your way out. But yeah, it's
yeah,
cool.
It is. It's a, you don't want to, you are. So anywho.
I have some news.
Yes, let's hear it.
Tony Gilroy was being interviewed, and he said what they're building in the prison in Andor is season 2. So whatever they're building here is what they're going to be dealing with in season 2, which I would assume that means Death Star pieces.
Huh.
So the Acolyte. No, go ahead.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
The Acolyte has started filming. I'm going to probably mess up most of these names. Amandla Steinberg, Lee Jung Jae, Daphne Keene, Manny Jacinto, Carrie Ann Moss, Dean Charles Chapman, and Charlie Barnett are all starring in this movie, this show, which I think takes place during the High Republic or the last days of the High Republic, which I think is like right before the Sith come to power. StarWars.com described the show as The Acolyte is a mystery thriller that will take viewers into the galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era. It's pronounced era. A former Padawan reunites with their Jedi Master to investigate a series of crimes, but the forces they confront are more sinister than they ever anticipated. So it sounds like it's a dark side show.
Yeah. Well, if you look at the logo's got like a lightsaber. It looks like it has a lightsaber cut right through in the middle of it.
So yeah, I thought like some of the best stuff in The Rise of Skywalker was like the acolytes, the people who were like cheering on in the crowd watching like Sidious return.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to know more about them. So this might give a little bit of that background.
Right. And it's got some good actors. It's got the lead from Squid Games, and then it's got the girl who played Trinity from Matrix, or like the two big names, unless the other people are big names too. But
Daphne Keene was X-23 in Logan. She's like the clone of Logan in the movie Logan, but she's female.
okay, so she was the young girl in Logan.
Yeah, she was also in his Dark Materials, which is a great version of Philip Pullman's book, his The Golden Compass, that whole trilogy, which I just finished reading. Those are great. She's good in that show, so I expect good things from this cast.
Right.
And then
Cool. Did you? Yeah.
What?
No. Go.
Studio Ghibli made a short film to celebrate the 3rd anniversary of The Mandalorian. With Grogu just kind of dealing with dust particles.
Yeah, I haven't. Have you watched it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's there.
It's
I think it's called Zen, and it's just like he's just dealing with particles and floating in air, and it's over before you realize it. I don't know what else to say.
You're not. Yeah, I mean, if we're not anime guys, I mean, I don't know if you're an. I assume you're not an anime guy because I hear you. You know.
I'm not, but it's not because it's anime. It's just, I guess it's just like a moment for you to turn off your brain and just kind of float and be present, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. Did you go ahead? I'm sorry, I keep cutting you off.
No,
and I'm
go,
like, I want to talk about something, but I
go
think
ahead,
you're
talk.
gonna. No, the fact that Skeleton Crew is going to cross over with Mandalorian in season 4.
Yeah, I mean, this is that whole, like, there was that rumor they were building it up to an Heir to the Empire Star Wars movie on Disney Plus. So if you're going to bring Ahsoka and a Skeleton Crew and Mandalorian and Boba Fett and all that stuff, I'd imagine this is going to happen more frequently. And I would be prepared for like some sort of Skeleton Crew episode in the middle of the Mandalorian or something like that, based on the Book of Boba Fett.
Mm-hmm.
So just prepare yourself.
Yeah, I really think it's been more and more. So because they did it with Bad Batch, they had a Rebels, basically a Rebel episode in the middle of Bad Batch.
Yeah.
So be ready for, you know what? And as long as they do it good, I really don't care.
At the meetup.
Did you hear the? Huh? No.
Oh, go ahead.
At the meetup. At the meetup.
No, go. Do your thing.
No, there's also another rumor. There's another rumor that they're closing the Starliner or the Star Cruiser.
No. That can't
Somebody
be true.
has started that rumor.
Oh, yeah. It's an internet rumor. It's not true.
Yeah.
They're down like 25% in bookings or something like that. Or it's like only 25% full or something. It's something insane.
Yeah.
But I mean, the economy's not as well as it is, or it should be, allegedly. I'm not an economist. And people are just like, in times like this, even if there's the talk of it, people will be more inclined to save their money than spend it. So
Right. Well, and I think there's a lot of people that are like, for $5,000, I can go on a really awesome cruise.
Yeah.
But not a 2-day LARPing adventure, even though I would love to do it.
Well, that's what Len Testa said. Like, if you've traveled the world, if you've been to Europe, if you've taken a cruise to Alaska, if you've gone to Japan, if you've done this, you've done that, you've driven across the United States and you've driven back, then yeah, go ahead and spend the $5,000 on the 2-day experience at Galaxy's Edge. Like, there's more to see than this, and there's probably better ways to spend your money than this, is basically what they were saying.
Yes.
Even
though it'd be awesome to go to. But yeah, I kind of agree with that, because I kind of feel that way about traveling abroad. It's like there's too much stuff in America that I want to see that I haven't seen yet.
Yeah, that's probably the reason why I haven't booked, because if I'm gonna go on vacation, I don't want to go 2 days and spend $5,000 in a hotel. As much as I would love the experience, I just can't justify spending that if I had the money. And it's $2,500 a day. That's just insane.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Bob Chapek and the decisions he's making, and I hear more and more people like on those not what's the Mad Money guy? He was calling for Bob Chapek to step down because the stock's tanking and all this stuff. But you got to remember they acquired Fox for $70 billion. So they have like $40 billion in debt. And so they have to make that money up. And so he's just charging an arm and a leg for everything. But they should just say we're in debt. We have to charge, like, stop trying to make it this magical experience and lightning lane this. And it's just like, no, you're in debt. You need new revenue streams.
Right.
But whatever.
So
I'm on a
everything we used to
tangent.
give you 5 years ago is now nickel and diming you.
We're now charging you for that. And parking, we're charging you for parking now to stay at our hotel.
Well, they were doing that when we went. When I went in 19, they were doing that.
But it's like
20
every
bucks a
night
night.
now.
Yeah, it was like $20 a night.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, we do enough traveling to where we kind of figure that into our hotel stay, which I think any hotel that does that is really crappy.
But Tony Johnson doesn't like it when you try to connect dots. At least he said as much in the meetup. He said, like, I need to stop trying to reach. So in honor of Tony, I'm going to start reaching here and try to figure out what's going on, because in the last episode, spoilers for Andor episode 10, we saw everyone escape except for one person. Andy Serkis doesn't jump because he can't swim.
Yes.
And so, is he Snoke? Because he went back to the grips of the Empire now. And maybe as punishment, they start ripping him apart and experimenting on him to turn him into Snoke. And
maybe. And
even his name is Kino Loy. And if you take those letters and rearrange them, you can come up with Kylo. Kino, K-I-N-O, is 4 letters, just like Kylo, K-Y-L-O. I'll have you know they both end with O's. And their last
name... And they start with K's.
Yeah. K's, and they end with O's. And then their last names are both 3 letters. Loy and Ren. Kino Loy, Kylo Ren. So maybe they scramble up Andy Serkis's Kino Loy's genes and they make Snoke, but he's like, I need a part of me to still live. So he comes up with this Kylo based on his name and gives it to Ben Skywalker, or Ben Solo. Sorry, Skywalker. It got EU stuck in my brain. Maybe this is where that comes from. Points connected. I've done it.
Or maybe because he can't swim, the Empire, to get back at him, makes a clone of him and sticks him in water.
Yes. Test tube, baby. Learn how to swim so you can become the ultimate supreme leader of the galaxy.
And then get cut in half by a lightsaber.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was ready to give up. I was ready to be like, he's just a character. He's not playing Proto Snoke. And then he doesn't jump. He goes back into the facility. I'm like, now what do I think? And I'll have you know that Andy Serkis played both Gollum and Smeagol, 2 characters in Lord of the Rings. So here he is in Star Wars playing 2 characters again. I think it's connected because Smeagol turns into Gollum. So Kino turns into Snoke. Got it.
So do you think that they're going to keep walking, Andor and whatever, and Malik is going to keep walking down the beach, and there's going to be a top of the Statue of Liberty, and then the monkey will pop out?
Yes. And the monkey's named Caesar. He's genetically engineered from Kino Loy's genes. And then Caesar will be like mutating into Kong because he played Kong 2. It's all connected. It's all, the dots are coming together, Tony. We're getting this, Tony. I'll see you on Saturday, Tony. See you at lunch, brah.
Yeah, brah. Let's go, man.
No, but the writing, like, it made sense afterwards for this particular episode because they said it's a playwright who wrote this episode. And some of those monologues, especially Luthen's monologue about Like I get chills just kind of thinking about what he said. And I wrote down one of the lines because I thought it was so beautiful. The way he kind of communicates himself. I burn my life to make a sunrise that I know that I'll never see.
Right.
I'm sacrificing my life. I'll never see the light at the end of the tunnel, but I'm doing it because there is light at the end of the tunnel and there is hope. It's so dark, but it's so beautiful at the same time. I loved Kino Loy's speech about like he's building up his confidence and trying to communicate like I'm in charge. We're in charge of this place. You can leave now. I thought it was beautiful how everybody jumps. And that's the moment that Kino Loy says, I don't swim. I've been doing this for you guys, not for me.
Yeah.
If he jumps, he's dead. But if he goes back in, he's dead? Or is he genetically engineered? Do we have to go back down this road again? I don't think so. I think
Yes,
we've
we
already made our
totally
point.
do. Yeah, I it was, you kind of see him become the leader that they needed at the moment. And then everybody is like, it was funny because he's going through his speech and then they kind of look at him and go, that's it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it kind of builds up,
Yeah.
one way out, one way out. And everybody's like, yeah,
It was awesome. It was a great episode. And
it was.
again,
I
can't love this show enough.
well, we got 2 left. Or
2 episodes left.
damn. I can't. Wow. I'm curious how they're going to wrap this up or cliffhanger we're going to get.
Well, the threads that are kind of out there, those people trying to kill Andor and his mom and the mother lady.
Right.
So I would imagine she gets killed. I would imagine that robot gets torn apart and he kind of like, it's kind of like a sarcastic, depressive. I don't know if it's depressive, but it sounds a little depressive. Maybe he does like what they did with L3. They kind of pull it apart and then he puts it in K2.
Mhm.
And so what?
Nothing. Maybe more binding things together.
I don't know. I'm just trying to come up with what I think the only thing left in the end here is the people trying to kill him. He's going to kill them.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be-
And then
that'd be interesting if he kills Mon Mothma's cousin.
yeah, I think that's got to happen. She's got something. Well, she's too cool of a character. Maybe they'll keep her around for a little bit. I don't know.
Tony
Do you
Gilroy
think-
said the body count on this show is going to be high. So
On the next 2 episodes or the whole
on
thing?
this, I don't know if he meant the whole thing or if he meant just the season, but I don't feel like we've had a lot of deaths to make it a high body count. I mean, we lost a lot of people during that raid with the eye and
Yeah.
stuff. Like the whole team is practically wiped out, but I think there's more to come.
Unless they were talking about all the people who didn't make it out the prison that drowned.
We didn't really see them though.
Yeah.
I would assume when they say it's a high body count, it's like we see the body count. We don't just imagine that people drowned.
Yeah, I think the one thing that I was when Andy Serkis's character was like, I don't swim. I was like, man, you could jump in that water. I went into like Boy Scout mode where you're like, man, you can like take your pants off and make them afloat and stuff, man. Just jump. Or somebody'd save you. Doggy paddle, man. Come on.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Yeah. I don't know. There was something beautiful in that moment, even though it's so tragic. Because, like I said, he was doing it for the men.
Yeah,
It was a really good episode
it was. I can't wait to see what happens. And yeah.
on Wednesday.
What's coming up next? How long are we gonna have to wait for Star Wars content once Andor's over?
Once Andor's over, we have to wait till at least February 22nd for Mandalorian season 3. I'm not sure when the Bad Batch premieres. It might premiere sometime in January, but don't quote me. I guess I can look that up real quick, but yeah, that'll be the
Yeah.
same.
It'll be the same. Then now, do you think they're gonna stop Bad Batch or continue or run it alongside of?
January 4th, 2023 is when Bad Batch season 2 is coming out. Isn't there like a lot more episodes this time around?
I think so. I think there was. I don't quote me. I'm guessing. I heard 20 or like a norm, like a
16.
big
16.
times. Okay.
So yeah, they'll run concurrent with The Mandalorian season 3.
Sweet.
So I wonder if
And then we're
Boba Fett's going to make an appearance in Mando. I wonder if
I think he's gonna have to, man.
we're going to tease Thrawn. There was that rumor of the helmet that Moff Gideon's wearing that is like Darth Maul's horns or whatever.
Yeah, I got to give credit where credit's due, because this is where I'm stealing his content now that we're talking on it. But our buddy Ted at Force of Course, he kind of read a podcast, and he's brought his adult kids in, and it's a really the new format I really dig. So if you guys look up Ted credit, because we're talking points, and I'll admit, but or whatever, he's jogging my memory on this. But yeah, they've got that helmet, man. It sounds badass. And they were also saying that there's rumors of him having a jetpack. And I think to fight the Mandalorians, he's gonna have he seems to be very adept. So if he's gonna fight a Mandalorian, why not learn to fly a jetpack and have a helmet to protect yourself like a Mandalorian does?
Yeah, I mean, what if the big twist is that he's always been a Mandalorian? And at some point he sold his soul to the Empire. And in essence, I don't mean like physically. I mean like he decided I'm gonna go with them and not those guys anymore. I'm gonna go with the Empire, not the Mandalorians back there.
Yeah.
And that's how he got the Darksaber. Maybe he's got the helmet and the jetpack, and maybe that's how he knew who Din Djarin was.
It makes sense. How the hell would he have gotten the Darksaber?
How did he get the Darksaber, and how did he know in season 1, towards the end when they're at that bar?
Mm-hmm.
He comes out of that TIE fighter. He's like, I know who you are, Din Djarin.
Yeah.
It's like, how did he know?
He's gotta have some Mandalorian blood running through him. It only makes sense now that the little bit that they're giving us. Dude, that I can't wait till. Well, no, we did get a decent teaser for them, didn't we?
We got a good trailer. Yeah, there was a bunch of monkey lizards in a tree.
Right.
K-I-S-S-I-N-G.
You and your damn monkey lizards.
They're my evil Kermit buddies.
Yeah,
I found a file today for Jabba the Hutt playset without Jabba. So it's like the throne and then the Kenner version. Someone must have scanned it. A Salacious Crumb. So I'm wondering if I should blow that up and print it to like 300% and paint it just for fun.
So just so you could put your monkey lizard on it.
Yeah. Bigger monkey lizard next to the smaller monkey lizard.
Yes.
And there's no way it can't be.
Did you
no one can confuse that with repro, so we can all just
right,
chill.
Exactly. So why not? Did you listen to the second half of SDQ's podcast?
Yes.
Or when she's like, we made a monkey lizard, I could just see you going, son of a bitch.
Where is it? I saw the photos. Where is it? Make me one now.
Yeah. Prototypes and Productions. Look up that podcast.
Yeah, the best.
Yeah, but yeah, I could just see you like freaking out when she's talking about the monkey lizard.
Yeah, that was cool. It was a good episode. It was really cool. It was just fun that he's talking to a Kenner designer, a former toy designer, and we're talking to a modern one, and it's a good 1-2 punch in Star Wars podcasting.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a fun time to be a Star Wars fan. I know people poo-poo on Disney, but if Disney, I don't think if Disney wouldn't have bought Star Wars, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah, it'd be dead.
Yeah.
Or it would have been given to one of George Lucas's kids, or sold off to some evil company like Comcast, and we would just get dog crap. Like, it would not be anywhere as good as it is. At least Disney's got some machine built in where they can, promote it. They have their streaming, and they can invest money into Star Wars. And yeah, like, even the bad stuff, I'm thankful to have Rise of Skywalker because it's better than what we had in 2011, which was nothing.
Yeah.
As far as I was concerned back then, Star Wars was going nowhere, and then suddenly Disney has it, and we have enough content each week to sustain a podcast, which is it can be challenging sometimes.
It's extremely challenging, but I mean, you wouldn't have Andor, you wouldn't have, it just, yeah, I think we wouldn't. Well, no, we did have Rebels. No, or Rebels is Disney because that was
Rebels
Disney
is one
Plus
of the first cartoons that they did on Disney XD.
or Disney XD or whatever. So yeah, that was the last 10 years. We can totally thank George Lucas for selling Star Wars to Disney. Because we wouldn't have Galaxy's Edge, we wouldn't have, anything that we have.
Yeah, Galaxy's Edge was a mistake because that's my Star Wars story. I want to be in their Star Wars story. Anyways, moving on. Enough of dumping.
Move along.
We've talked about this a lot.
Yeah,
Just have to get the jab in every time it comes up.
exactly. I wanted to play Star Wars. Well, you do play Star Wars, but dude, I was supposed to be. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna try to go. I was thinking I was gonna go there like this week. Like months ago, I was trying to plan a trip, and I'm so glad I didn't because it was like tropical storm time and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just funny how stuff works out.
Did you ever
What were you gonna ask?
Did you ever finish Squadrons? The video
No.
game? Yeah, me either.
I got to one like halfway through the run and the story, and I never was able to finish like one mission.
Mm-hmm. My TV's dead down there, so I haven't watched TV in the Star Wars room in a while. But yeah, I got to like mission 3 or 4, and then I just stopped.
Yeah, I forgot what they were like running an attack or something, and it was on a Star
Asteroid.
Destroyer. Huh?
No, this was something there. It was like an asteroid that had to fly into or something. But I kept crashing into things because I have no perception of like what's above me.
Yeah. I haven't played Squadrons in forever because it was just so hard. Because you can get into a game that lasted a half an hour and you couldn't pause it. You couldn't walk away. Because if you did, you lost everything.
Yeah. And did you see Top Gun Maverick?
No, I need to watch it.
Yeah, go to the Red Box because there is a Star Wars. There's a weird Star Wars tie.
I've heard it's basically a New Hope.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's the same mission as A New Hope. It's like, wait, what? I've seen this before quite a few times in my 43 years on this planet.
Yeah. Gosh, there was a TikTok. Somebody was having a trench dug in their backyard.
Yeah,
and he's like, they've been digging this trench, and there's only one thing I have to do.
The most impressive thing. Yeah, go ahead, finish it.
He brought his vintage stuff out and was like, vroom, flying him through the trench.
The most impressive thing with that TikTok was his sound effect for the TIE Fighter.
Uh-huh.
Like he nailed it. I can't do it. It's like
that sounds more like Chewie or something.
Maybe it's a monkey lizard. I don't know. But he nailed the TIE Fighter, which is not easy to do.
Yeah.
So
anything else?
Anything else? Got a lot to do to prepare for the social. I have an acoustic ceiling tile that I've brought down, and I've painted Grogu on it to match the poster, and I'll have everyone sign that if you'll be kind enough, and I'll put that in the ceiling, and that'll become a permanent fixture into the room. So I'm finally using some of that space. I mean, you've got some there too. You can start doing that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I did talk to Britton while we were there because he does a bunch of home audio stuff.
Oh yeah,
and I'm hoping he can fix my internet.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Put like hardwire some stuff and get my internet a lot better.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, Mandy just came in the door.
Okay.
Wait a minute. There's something cool that she picked up. Dun-dum.
You got your FET back.
I got my FET bag. It is a brown belt. It says Taiwan Boba Fett brown belt archival 85 plus.
Wow. So you've just increased your investment 60 to 300%.
Exactly.
That's
Do
pretty
you
awesome.
you don't keep? Yeah, I don't keep these in the plastic bag. AFA. I don't even keep these plastic bags.
No, once you have it, that's just to prevent scratching. Once you have it, you can just take that out
Wow.
and discard it.
That is an impressive figure, dude.
Yeah, the paint on that thing was pretty cool for being as old as it is.
Yeah, there's a couple of spots on his jetpack that it's come out, but there are no paint rubs. I'm amazed in it. I know 90s are really hard to come by, but I mean I could see why they wanted to grade it at a 90 in some spots, but
But an 85 plus is pretty amazing. I mean, that's more
Yeah.
than 85.
exactly. 85 plus near mint. Well, they don't, and I think on vintage Star Wars it's hard to get a 90.
Yeah, especially now.
And they've got that blaster encased in that beautiful new casing that they put it in.
We start with
This-
a apology to CAS, and we close with and we had an advertisement for Ian, and now we're doing an advertisement for AFA. We're just not making any
AFA,
money off of it.
I know, right? Well, I use, whoever's more convenient, I guess. But that's just sexy.
Congratulations
Now
on that
everybody-
score.
What?
Congratulations on that score.
Thank you. It's a beautiful. It's gonna go in my collection and never come out.
You sound that you said that a little creepily. Creepily.
I did. Well, it's-
now
yeah.
I'll take its skin off and I will wear it on my cheek.
Put the lotion in the basket.
I will rub the paint off and apply it on my nose. All right. Anything else?
I think that's it. This is wow. There
Yeah.
are very few moments where you're kind of speechless, and this thing looks incredible.
Yeah, you're Star Wars drunk right now, and it's not the best time for Star Wars podcast. It's perfect time to close it out, though.
Yeah. So anyway, I will go my precious. But now, I got to put them in another
See, my
case.
precious, there's another connection to Kylo Ren and Snoke
somewhere.
and
I have
Star
to
Wars.
be. I have
It's
to,
all connected.
it's just all meant to be. It's all meshing together, right?
Yes, it's all meant to be. It's all connected. Maybe that's what I've been doing, like search engine, because I've been taking over the posting of these podcasts, and I've been doing the SEO titles, and I've stepped away from the way you've titled it. But maybe I'll just title this one Tony, It's All Connected. Episode 115, Tony, It's All Connected.
Right. Well, yeah, because you used to give me like a synopsis, and you stopped doing that, and then I quit bugging you about it, and
I still
you'd give
do
me,
the
or you'd give
synopsis.
me, but you'd give me a title too, and then I just kind of started guessing at titles. But
Yeah. Well, we were kind of butting heads on the title because you wanted to do those things and I wanted to do SEO.
well, then we'll do the right way, man.
Well, the right way this week is your way. So
Damn it, Tony. No.
thank you for listening. Yeah, I hope Tony doesn't like come out on Saturday and try punching us. What are you doing? Leave me off your podcast. I don't want to be mentioned. Thank you for listening to Smugglers Galaxy podcast. If you could, please leave a like and a 5-star review of the show anywhere you listen to podcasts. If that's allowed, it really helps us out and points people to our show. You can follow us on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Send us an email or message us. We'd love feedback and we'd love to make you part of the show. Our email address is smugglersgalaxy@gmail.com. Thank you to Alfonso Riviera for the Smugglers Galaxy logo. You could find him at Puerto Rico Star Wars on Facebook. And thank you to Levi Waterhouse for the Smugglers Galaxy music. Hasbro, re-release VC66, hashtag vote with your wallet. Pass on what you've learned. Be a positive force in the collecting community. This is the way.
This is the way.
Do it again. You cut off at the end.
This is the way.
All right, there we go.